Let's go out to Dear Marie in Madison, Wisconsin. What's up, Marie?
Hey, Dr. John. It's a little surreal to be talking to you.
It's very surreal to be talking to you. I promise. What's up?
I am calling, and I'll just phrase my question first, but I am calling because of my sister. I would like to know how I can still possibly help her out, but protect my family and our sanity, as she is a child in an adult body and is making choices day to day that are devoid from reality. And I can definitely give you kind of the backstory.
Yeah, is she a child in an adult body cognitively? Like she's got cognitive impairment, or is she just an adult being a moron?
Pretty much the second.
Okay. Yeah, tell me more. I want to hear this story.
So I am an adult scapegoat child. I left home over 12 years ago and went no contact 7 years ago, with very few exceptions. Literally, my exception is funerals and my grandma's 90th party.
How old are you?
I am 32.
Okay, all right.
So I helped my sister, who is a doormat or invisible child, get out about 6 years ago now. And she only decided to leave, quote unquote, after a very traumatic event that her parents had put her through, but she still maintains contact.
What's that event?
What's that?
What's the event?
The event that I'm calling about today?
No, what's the traumatic event she escaped from?
The traumatic event that she had was, it's really messy. But so there is a man that showed up in our life, and my parents, we're part of a family of 8 kids. So I'm the oldest of the 8. She was the second, and then there's a third one, and the third one is definitely narcissistic. My mother is the narcissist too in the family, if that helps. But the traumatic event was this man showed up, and my parents were kind of trying to he wanted to be with Kayla. Kayla said he was like, quote unquote, dating her secretly. And they were forcing him onto our third sister, Teresa. And he told her at some point that he's like, I want to be with you. I'm going to date you. I'm going to tell your parents today. And then what ended up happening was he got there. And my dad's like, you need to choose. You need to choose. And he was like pretty much screaming, yelling in his face. This is what my sister has informed me about. And she said that he's like, all right, I'd choose sister 3. And Kayla was just completely devastated after that, and then he just jumped in his car and left, and that was it. And
it's like an old Bible story. Like,
it is. Yeah, it is.
How old was your sister?
Gosh, this is 6+ years ago, so like 24, 25 when this happened.
How old was sister number 3?
18 months younger than that. So there's 18 months between the first 4.
So they were 23 and 24 or 25 living at home.
Yep.
And your dad was trying to arrange marriage them with this mystery man.
The other messy part, by the way, is he was also engaged to someone else, and I found this out from his sister, our adopted sister.
All right, this is like even Jerry Springer would be like, all right, that's enough of this. All right, so yeah. You want to help your sister. So as your sister, does she still live at home? Has she moved out or what?
No, she's moved out, and this is actually why I called. So She just informed me a few weeks ago that she's 7 months pregnant, closer to 8 now.
Okay.
And my husband and I just had our first child here back. We've been married 6 years, so we just had our first child in January. And she claims that she didn't tell me because we were expecting our child, and she didn't want the focus to be on that. And she knew how I had to react. It was more reacting to the father, because as I know you know, there's a lot of repeat with relationships we have to relive the trauma almost. Mm-hmm. And my sister has been going to therapy for 5 years, but she continues with the relationships where people are emotionally, mentally, and financially abusing her, all things that her family did. And the father of her child, he is one of those toxic abusive types. And at the time I wrote in, we were aware of 4 times that he's cheated. This is during the first phase of them dating. And second phase started up again last year. And just this week, I learned that she had put a tracker on his car last year and found out that he was cheating again. So now there's 5 total times. And it was my aunt that told me this, not my sister. My sister also has admitted that he's financially abused her in the past. 5 weeks ago, she moved in with him.
Okay, so how can I help you? What do you want to do?
Well, I want to help her, but she went and she had reached out to me.
You can't.
I know, but she had reached out to me that she wanted out because she called me saying that it was really messy and that it was. I am very worried about her.
Yeah.
Because pretty much have taken care of all my siblings my whole life. I was not only a scapegoat, but I was the parent.
Yeah. So here's what needs to happen really quick, okay? And this is just you. And then we can get to the other things, the other people, okay? There's part of this frantic, I can hear it in the call. There's part of this frantic need to be the person who's out. Like you're the scanner system for everybody in the family, for the brothers and sisters, for the who's dating who. And your body is running on drama. It's running on cortisol and adrenaline. It's how you operate. And you've been running that way since you were a little bitty girl because you grew up in chaos with really crappy parents. Fair?
It's fair, but I honestly, Dr. John, I run from drama, which is why I called, because I'm ready to run again away from this, because I don't want this in my family.
Okay.
Or my family being my husband and my child.
Sure. Absolutely. So here's the only way it works. To balance, I really, really love my family members and I want to take care of them. And they are making really poor decisions. And I'm not going to allow that poison into my home because this cycle stops with me.
Yeah.
Right? So here's what that means. I'm never, the moment somebody starts to tell me about one of my sister's boyfriends, I end that conversation. Done. I don't want to hear it. Don't care. Don't want to hear it.
Okay.
The moment somebody starts talking about, did you hear your sister? Did she? Nope. Don't want to hear it. I'm not going to engage in that sort of gossipy conversation. I'm clearing my life of that mess. I will talk to my sister on a regular basis of some sort. And if my sister wants my help, here's what that's going to look like. You will get rid of your cell phone. You will never contact this guy again. You'll go to court and get full custody. You like whatever you need to do because you're not bringing that insanity into my house. And I want you in my house. Here's the thing. She's going to have to make grown-up choices.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to make grown-up choices too. But we have to create a place of steel and concrete so that anybody who needs help can anchor into it. And right now, you care about them so much, you're willing to dive back into that mess that you've spent so long healing from.
Well, to an extent, I'm not willing to dive into it, which is why I'm calling, because
that's fair.
She started reneging because this is kind of why I said my boundaries, and I've been very hardcore. It is funerals. If I know they're going someplace, I will not go.
Good.
Like, because I don't. It's hard, and my husband has watched me. Like, it was so hard walking away, and it happened right before we got married because I uninvited them because my mother being who she is. But
and hey, I would stop with all diagnostic language.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, no, I'm just saying this. Like, it'll give you peace. Like, I've
more peace.
Well, I mean, I'm trained in that, and I don't refer to my friends as like that guy's got depression and that guy's got anxiety.
Yeah,
I don't even do that, and I know all the lingo. I just will simply say, yeah, that person makes me feel uncomfortable, or that person brings too much chaos. I'm gonna bow out.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if your mom has narcissistic personality disorder, if she's just mean, if she has a lot of trauma in her childhood. Here's the deal. Doesn't matter. Yeah. She treated you like crap and she stole from you and was abusive, and your dad's trafficking his adult daughters in a weird way. Like, just the whole thing's just a mess. And so I'm out. Like, I'll leave your diagnostics to the psychiatrist. I'm out. I'm going to go create a great life. And if you can, move across the country.
I actually did.
Good.
But my husband was unhappy. So we partially moved back, but I put my foot down. I would not move back to the state that everyone was in.
I mean, so you're like, so you're proving me wrong. You are really working hard to heal, and that's awesome.
You have, it's just, this is the one sister that I have contact with, because like I said, I helped her out, but these choices she's making, now she has a baby girl that she's about to have, is part of me. Again, this is where my go-to for response has always been flight. That's why I'm a workaholic and I know it. But it's just, is this the time where I have to, I guess, run again and just walk away, but always let her know the door is open when she is ready to actually make those adult decisions?
I think you're done running.
Okay.
But I think that you now have gone out to the front of your property and built a pretty firm boundary.
Okay.
And so I don't want you to look at saying no as some sort of trauma response. This is you speaking out of a position of strength and health. This is what healing looks like, unfortunately. Yeah. We think that when we heal, it's going to be like, all right, everything's going to be awesome. It's not. It's not, because the world around us hasn't healed. In fact, sometimes getting well, healing, and living in a peaceful situation can be unnerving. One, because our nervous system only knows chaos, and when it has no chaos, it will either spin it up and create it, or it will try to go achieve something to make us feel good. We got to get a drill in somewhere, right? Or it will feel like depression, and we'll end up just sitting there drinking or Netflixing our lives away. And so I get that impulse, but this sounds like you're operating not from a trauma response, not from running, but it sounds like you've drawn a hard line. And you can go out to the gates and you can hand her a piece of paper that says, here's what it will take for you to come to my home.
Okay.
And that can be whatever you and your husband decide it's going to be. And she needs to know, if she comes to your house or if she becomes a part of your life, here is what will get her sent away.
All right.
If you bring an abusive man into this home, if you're in contact with somebody that's abusive, you're allowed to do that, but you cannot live here. If you swear, if you smoke in the house, I don't care. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
You can make any rules you want because it's your place.
Yeah.
And what you can give somebody over time. Here's my guess. My guess is she's going to get really mad at you. Like, you're leaving me. Like you're just bailing on me. Or you're all high and mighty, or you escaped, and it's how lucky it is to be you, and all that nonsense. And you're going to choose guilt over resentment every single time. Because you don't ever want to hate your sister, right?
No, I don't hate my sister.
I know, but if she moves into your house with this new little baby, and that boy comes around, and then that boy, you walk in one day, and that man is alone with your kid, and all, you will hate your sister. We're not going there.
Yeah.
We're going to choose guilt. We're going to put strong boundaries up, and if sister doesn't live into the boundaries you make for your life and for your family, then she's opting out. And I'm going to feel guilty about that because I want to help her, but she's choosing not to take help right now.
Yeah.
Right? You getting back in that chaos isn't going to help.
Is there any way that you know of where you can, because she's almost creating a delusional world right now. Because like I said, she was open to moving, talk to him, and just being who he is. It's just, she's like, the hair isn't all right.
No. The only one that I know of is constant touches with reality. And that is you deciding, I'm going to write her a letter every week. That just tells her I love her. And here's a great thing that happened. And here's the weather. I'm talking about some very detailed reality things. Or I'm going to call you once a week and we're going to talk for 30 minutes. And then at 30 minutes, your watch is going to beep or your phone's going to beep. And you're literally going to say, all right, I got to run. Have a great, even if it's in the middle of a conversation, what you're doing is you are modeling in real time what boundaries look like, what peace looks like. Hey, me and my husband are going on a date tonight. So we got a big romantic one planned. We got a babysitter coming over. So y'all have a great night. I'm going on my date. Oh, it must be nice. Oh my gosh. I wish yep. Yeah. It's really incredible. And I hope you'll join me someday. Have a great one. And I'm hanging up, right? I'm getting out. But no, there's no way that you can get involved and make her choose not this guy who's a gaslighter and a whatever and a whatever and a whatever and a partridge in a pear tree. You can't do anything about that. You can provide an alternative place of peace and safety for her, but she's going to have to opt in. And I hate that for both of you. I especially hate it for that little bitty baby girl that's on the way, because that little baby girl didn't ask for any of this nonsense. But dude, I'm proud of you, Marie, for getting out. I'm proud of you for creating strong boundaries and saying, not for me and my family, not anymore. And I know that felt like once we got established, everything was going to be just, and it's not. Sometimes when we heal, our eyes are open to just how chaotic and madhouse the rest of the world actually is. Create a peaceful home and then create the boundaries by which people can enter it, and choose guilt over resentment every time.